You ever watch someone absolutely lose their mind in public? Like, I mean, fully meltdown, thinking they're the sheriff of the block, waving around a stack of papers like they're the law. That's how this all started. I still hear Karen's voice, shrill and wild. Arrest all of them. These damn animals. She's jabbing her finger at my family cop lights, flashing red and blue across the whole street. Neighbors circling phones out, ready to get the next viral moment as we're supposedly dragged off in handcuffs. She's beaming king of the cul-de-sac, proud as a rooster, convinced this is her big win, except she had no idea what kind of family she'd just gone to war with. Yeah, we moved in just 3 months before. My wife, Autumn, our boy Declan, he's 10 sharp as a tack, my dad Fletcher, who doesn't say much about the old days, and me thinking we'd landed in some kind of suburban paradise. House was a real beauty. White shutters, big porch, and this sleepy neighborhood where people still wave over coffee. I'm a corporate attorney, so I get the rules, I really do. But the very first week official letter from the Maple Grove HOA, your grass is 2.6 inches. Community standard is 2.4, $50 and a warning over grass. I laughed. Autumn didn't. But that was just the opening shot. Day 2, another notice: our cars parked 4.1 feet from the curb, not the regulation 3.8. Then our American flag is aesthetically improper. 11 violations in a month, wrong shade mailbox doormat, 2 inches off porch light, not colonial. Every letter signed by Karen Mitchell, HOA president, in handwriting that looked like she was slashing at the page. I tried to talk sense into her, even showed up at her door with coffee. She peeked out, gave me the once-over, and said, "Rules exist for a reason, Mr. Sullivan. Follow them and we won't have problems." Slammed the door right in my face. Karen ran the HOA like her own private fiefdom, stalking the sidewalks in designer clothes, blonde helmet hair, sunglasses, at dusk, clipboard gripped like a judge's gavel. You'd think she was running for sheriff. And it wasn't just us. Mrs. Peterson, next door 82 and sweet as pie, got cited for unauthorized garden gnomes. The Johnson's daughter, 8 years old, chalked a hopscotch grid violation. Christmas lights 3 inches past the roof line, another fine. No one stood up to her. People just ducked their heads, paid, hoped she'd move on. But standing in my driveway that night, watching Karen call the cops on us with the whole neighborhood watching, something just flipped in me. I wasn't about to let this woman humiliate my family. The officers, Martinez and Thompson, were professional. I saw Declan already recording phone angle just right. Smart kid, knows when history's about to be made. My wife, Autumn, cool as ice, just watching Karen, dissecting her like a puzzle. Dad, arms crossed, whispering, "Something's not right about that woman." Officer Thompson does his measuring checks. Our grass, our car, our flag, comes back, tells Karen he found nothing out of line, nothing criminal, and this is all civil business. Karen's face turns crimson. You could almost hear her jaw crack. She mutters something about teaching us discipline and storms off. The cops wish us welcome to the neighborhood. I wanted to laugh honestly, but all I felt was that cold click inside. You know, the one when you realize someone's not just mean, but dangerous. You'd think after that Karen would back off. Nope. The next morning, I'm sipping coffee, scrolling Maple Grove's Facebook group, and there's Karen's masterpiece post, crop photos of our house, accusations that I'm behind on taxes. City leans a whole pile of lies with enough fake paperwork to convince the untrained eye. Within hours, we get a visit from the city's fire inspector. Somebody filed a report about fire hazards at our address. Guy apologizes, pokes around, finds nothing. Says, "Sorry, folks, some of these calls are personal." No kidding. Karen had upped her game. She quit with the petty violation notes and moved on to psychological warfare. She lobbied city council about declining standards, spread rumors on social media, planted doubts about our character. She presented herself as Maple Grove's savior, trying to protect the neighborhood from us newcomers. Well, two can play at that game. I started digging HOA bylaws, city regs, state law. Turns out, Karen was breaking more rules than she enforced. Unapproved additions on her mansion, prohibited plants. Oh, and she was funneling HOA funds into her own landscaping. Neighbors started opening up. Mrs. Peterson terrified of being evicted over her gnomes. The Johnsons out thousands over sidewalk chalk and toys. The Martins at the end nearly bullied into removing their garden because it wasn't aesthetically consistent. Declan, meanwhile, was doing digital recon recording Karen on the phone, talking about getting rid of us by any means necessary. Autumn, my wife, got deep into legal research. I thought she was just trying to help, but there was something in the way she talked about constitutional rights like she'd worn that suit before. The real twist hit when a subpoena showed up from the county courthouse. Someone had dragged my name into a tax evasion case. I realized then this was no longer just a neighborhood feud. Karen was trying to ruin me professionally. She'd started a smear campaign, spread rumors, and somehow word had reached my office before I'd even had a chance to react. I had enough. I hired my own lawyer, demanded a formal audit of the HOA, started sniffing into Karen's background. That's when things got wild. My son found evidence of her using fake accounts coordinating attacks from the HOA's own email. Autumn, it turned out, wasn't just a stay-at-home mom. She was a practicing civil rights attorney, top of her field, taking a sabbatical to raise Declan. I about spit out my coffee. She laid out a federal harassment case against Karen so airtight you could hear the oxygen leave the room. She even dug up evidence that Karen Mitchell wasn't Karen at all. Her past only went back 3 years. Dad started acting strange, digging through old files. One night he found an old newspaper clipping 15 years ago. A woman led from court in handcuffs, face half hidden, but those eyes. Karen's eyes. Blake, he said, her real name's Brenda Reynolds. I prosecuted her. She went to prison for embezzlement and fraud. Looks like she skipped parole, changed her face, and started over right here. Talk about your plot twist. We called an emergency HOA meeting, every neighbor, law enforcement, and a rep from the parole board packed into the community center. My dad laid it all out, files, court records, the whole deal. Detective Collins confirmed everything. Brenda, a.k.a. Karen tried to deny it, but it was useless. Declan live-streamed the whole takedown. Over 10,000 people watched Karen's mask shatter. She even tried to run, tripped over a mic cord, landed flat in front of the room. The satisfaction was real. Neighbors in tears, some furious, some just relieved. Turns out Karen had been robbing everyone, not just us. But even in cuffs, Karen hissed, "You think this is over, Sullivan? I've got one card left." Yeah, that chilled me. That night, Detective Collins showed us Karen's final resolution protocol plans to frame me, sabotage our finances, even have Declan taken by CPS. She'd built a surveillance room in her house, kept files on every family, hacked our Wi-Fi, opened our mail. She'd embezzled nearly $200,000 from the HOA just like before. The news broke nationally. Neighbors threw a block party. Mrs. Peterson hugged us sobbing. Autumn's lawsuit didn't just win, it set precedent no more. HOA terror, not here. Karen Brenda got another 15 years. No parole for 12. My dad told me this is the justice those old victims never got. We finished what started 15 years ago. Now our porch is full of sunlight and laughter. Declan plays outside, neighbors wave, the fear is gone. Karen thought she could control us, but underestimated the family she picked on: a civil rights lawyer, a retired prosecutor, and a tech-savvy kid who broadcast her downfall to the world. It's wild how bullies always think their victims are powerless until the tables turn. Ever had your own run-in with a petty tyrant, someone who thought the rules didn't apply to them? Yeah, you don't have to take it lying down. Stand up, keep records, stay sharp, and never fight alone. Justice has a funny way of finding its way home. If you've got your own story, hit that like button, drop a comment below. Let's talk about what real community looks like and how you'd handle a Karen like ours.